And we are sorry to inform you guys that Sudha, who is the one who initiated the Lab of Minds for a psychology club, isn't joining us today because of some issues. So we'll start with the present participants and Ali, let's roll and rock.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Nair. I welcome all the listeners and my guests to the second episode of Way Weekly. Let's get started with the session today. The broad topic for the day is gender and Geetam. Nihit, continue.
So we are joined by Hana Anupa. So as I am seeing her name, but I don't know. Shortly, she will introduce herself. She is the one who initiated the discussion on, the moral policing, the culture code that exists at Geetam. Uh, we are joined by Manasa Thamatani, or sorry if I spelled it out wrong. She is the representative from Women Leadership Forum, and we have our very own. Kushi and Mariam. So let's not it. It doesn't mean that we versus them or something like that. So it's just that they are in-house people of the wave, Kushi and Mariam. So I'll start with Hannah. So if you can please brief us what you are, what interests do you pursue, what hobbies, or what are you doing now? By the way, she is from the class of 2020 Geetam Vizag Civil Engineering, if I'm not so wrong. So that's what I got.
Yeah.
So Hannah,
Uh,
can you introduce yourself a little bit to the listeners?
okay. Hi. My name's Hannah. Like, I'm from Hyderabad and I shifted to Vishakhapatnam. Basically, my parents shifted to Vishakhapatnam 4 years back. So I ended
Oh,
up joining Geetam.
In
And
Vizag.
yeah, in Vizag, Geetam Vizag, and uh, did civil engineering for 4 years. Like, it was always a weird thing, the dress code. Anyway, irrespective of that, now I'm not doing anything related to civil engineering. I'm right now just doing freelance work in graphic design and
Okay.
doing a diploma course in interior design. That's
Okay.
all.
okay, nice. I assume that your lockdown period is going very productive.
Yeah, it surprisingly is. Like the plan was to take a gap year, and it just like COVID just happened, and it just worked
All
out.
right. Yeah. I wouldn't have, not just me, but most of us wouldn't have known you if it weren't for that incident that took, all the Geetam administration by a wave, ironically.
Oh, nice fun.
And, it has created a big dialogue, which is actually
A good sign, by the way.
showing, yeah, right. So all we know is, we are just spectators. We have seen what has happened, and a little of it is what we know. Uh, I request you, to please shed the light of
Oh,
your
what?
perspective, how it has
Okay.
been.
So the thing was, like, s- similarly, it was completely unexpected from me as well. Like, I didn't assume it to get this big or anything to happen, to be really honest, because
So,
all I, yeah,
Hannah, sorry
yeah.
for interrupting. To all the listeners, the actual scene was Hannah actually, commented on a post that is posted by Geetam official ID, some Vidya Balan video, I guess, sharing her own experience of her college, University of Mumbai, how it has been or how it was, and all that stuff. So that's where Hannah pitched in her thoughts of. Every college isn't the same. We have some rules which are unacceptable, and that's what created the entire storm. So now, Hannah, can you please continue?
Yeah, so like you said, I all I did was just comment on the post saying, I get you having amazing experience, but Geetam has super sexist rules. And
Mm-hmm.
like I didn't expect it to go anywhere because this was one thing, like moving from Hyderabad to Vishakhapatnam, took a toll on me. And then the dress code was a very weird thing, or like a very sexist thing. I was like, okay, we have all these rules in this book, and it says for guys as well. Do you know the rules for guys? It basically says you're not supposed to wear a chappal. If you wear full sleeves, it should be buttoned at your hand. You're not supposed to wear jeans. Like there are a bunch of rules for guys as well, but obviously guys don't follow any of them, but like female students are supposed to like follow them to the T. And it always disturbed me, but it was just not something you could bring up in college because you were always intimidated by the management. Like I never felt supportive, plus I was like, okay, all I have to do is just complete this 4 years and get out of here. I don't want to like, it just felt alone. Nobody was talking about it. Nobody wanted to talk about it. Even the female students were, in a way, like we were all just quiet and we didn't say anything. And I guess the
Yeah.
only reason even I ended up commenting was I was sitting at home doing nothing. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll just comment and see what will happen. And I remember as I was commenting, like I was so scared because even once you're out of it, you still, like if something happens, you still have to face the consequences of it, right? So
So
I
Yeah.
remember I was shaking, like my hands were shaking as I was typing that comment. But then I was like, it's social media. What's the worst that can happen? So I ended up doing it, and then they deleted it.
Okay.
And then, like, yeah,
So this,
do
deletion
you
of
want
your
me to go
comment.
into what I commented?
yeah, please get into the
Oh,
details actually. So what did you
yeah.
comment first?
Okay. So what I ended up commenting was basically saying they impose sexist dress codes in the name of professionalism. Female students in university provided hostels are not allowed to leave the campus. Like they're not even allowed to walk in the campus past 6 p.m. And I was like, what is this
Yeah.
joke, Geetam University? Like I got my ID card once taken away just because I was not wearing a dupatta while writing my SEM examinations. Like it just felt
Oh,
super hypocritical to, see her like Geetam's main handle being all open and bringing all these celebrities when like the female students within college are treated so shittily.
Okay.
And then another friend of mine commented, like for some reason, I took a screenshot of the comment that I made. Like I didn't think anything about it, but then it ended up helping me because I posted that screenshot in my story.
Acha.
And
So that's
like
yeah.
how many people got to know that Geetam deleted your comment.
yeah, it's because I had a screenshot of the deleted comment, and a friend of mine commented as well, and her comment was deleted, same like mine. And then
Yeah.
like my profile was private, so nobody else could see it. So a classmate of mine was like, "Okay, you're anyway tagging Keetam. Like, why don't you just make it public?" And honestly, I didn't like in my wildest dreams, I wouldn't have imagined it to spread this much because I was just being stupid after a point. I was like, okay, they're not even like, they're not like even looking at me or seeing my post, or they have no reaction. So I might as well just tag them in everything.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
same
Right.
point that we also have in common. Whatever we tag them, they don't, look at our messages. Yeah,
Yeah, and then suddenly, like all these stories, like a friend of mine reposted and she shared a story and I was like, can I share it, within the like in my story? And she was like, yeah, totally. And it just like after one story another, a lot of people started showing up, and this was actually the first time like female students showed up saying that, okay, because because I'm not like trying to take the credit or anything, but like I spoke up, and I guess in a way I had like a like maybe a number of followers or maybe all these friends who knew me like
Mm-hmm.
just decided to trust me and tell all these stories, and I just took permission and I just kept posting, and it just led to and I just kept like thanking them and telling them, you know, if you can get your friends to tell me more stories, I will keep them anonymous. And that's how it honestly spread. Like, I was super low key in college, I didn't have a lot of friends, I personally didn't know a lot of people, but like the few people that I know, I just asked them, you know, could you please ask your friends and tell me stories. And that's how like it started. Like
So,
my
Hannah,
friend asked another couple of people and those people asked another couple of people, and
Yeah, right.
I just got all these stories
so
in.
it went on like a forest fire. So before moving
Yeah.
on, Hannah, let's take up Manasa first, or rather second, and let her speak on what is WLF before moving on to Hannah back. So Manasa, could you please tell us what is Women Leadership Forum, and why is it named Women Leadership Forum? Why is it just not a leadership forum? Are there not so encouraging signs for women to brew up their leadership skills or entrepreneurship skills, or what exactly is it? Could you please explain in a minute or two what exactly is
Okay.
it?
Okay. So WLF is Women's Leaders Forum,
Mhm.
and this see the the name sounds as if this is a place for only women to congregate. No, it's not that. This forum was created because uh, Kavya thought that it would be a great idea, because she was the one who came up with the idea, that it would be nice if there could be a place where only female students could come and talk about their problems. Okay, because there are a lot of problems that women have that men don't have. For example, sanitation. It's something we just, we don't want to talk about. There are not
Mm.
many sanitary napkins in the washrooms, and it that's just one of the many problems that we face, apart from what Hannah said, the sexism and all. And sometimes it just feels good when you have another female student to talk to. Okay, so that was the main idea of
So
Women's
that's
Leaders
the
Forum.
genesis of the WLF, that the idea that there
Yes, the
should be some
idea.
support.
Yes, there has to be support for other female students. And no, when we later got together and thought about it, we also thought, okay, we are promoting gender diversity, equality. Then this thought came into our mind. First of all, is to change the name of WLF. We want to make it more inclusive, not just men and women, also the LGBTQ students. So
Yeah.
this is a place. This will be a safe place for any student, regardless of your um, gender, your sexual orientation, or your beliefs. Regardless of that, you can come. You can tell your problems, and there will be people who will listen to you and who will make sure that your problem is heard by the concerned authorities. So that is the main motto of WLF. And yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for us, the first irony came in the form of, when you said that
The
you
very
were
name.
starting out, yeah, WLF, and then suddenly it strike me like, why only the lost triplets? Why can't some other
Okay.
miracle women be there? Why can't be
Yeah.
that? So
See.
that thought,
Okay. Listen.
But
There is.
sorry,
yeah,
go on.
someone. So what we
Sorry,
thought was,
Mansa, go on.
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
See, the lost triplets and all. It in no way reflects upon what we are doing, as a as WLF. It's just a way for us to uh, you know go more into the students, like, okay, this WLF, it exists. Okay, what is this? Okay, let me join. If I want to join, if I don't like this, I won't join. That's it. It's We are not trying to put any color on it. The lost triplets, yeah, these people are feminist, they're not ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, ठीक है.
no,
Yeah,
uh,
it
yeah,
is
yeah. We
nothing
got
wrong about being feminist. So I am a feminist too. So what I thought was it is about brewing leadership among women. So the Women Leadership Forum is something that what I thought was okay. It is brewing leadership, that is encouraging women entrepreneurs to get into this field of entrepreneurship, share their stories, share their ideas, build some products, build some companies, build some social organizations. This is what I thought. So
Yeah.
great
See,
initiative, by the way. And I have one more doubt regarding this. Like,
mhm.
why WLF now? Why not earlier? Like, is it the convention orthodox mindsets of the management earlier, or
Uh,
you have a lot of creative freedom given by the newer management? Maybe at least for the time being, our new director of student life has a great student following. His ideas are resonating with students. He is much more in contact with students. So, is that the reason primarily that motivated you to start this?
Yes, the answer actually lies in your question. It is the management. I am in third year now. When I was in first year, the first thing that I wanted was to have this sorority girls kind of thing, where where it's just girls, no boys, so that we can just talk about our things. But I did not find any group in college which catered to only female needs as such. Okay, and why now? Because earlier, yeah, there was no initiative to to have these groups of students who have similar interests. Like now we have SIG, similar interest groups. There was no initiative, and with this change in management, which is like a really it's a breath of fresh air, and I'm very glad that I am in college while this is happening. So yeah, which is this is the reason. It's the reason why we have this now, WLF. And it's high time that we um, solved a few problems regarding women. We need to be more progressive. And to answer your previous question, um, about entrepreneurs and all, uh, this club started during lockdown, and we still don't even know um, if we will divide the club into Vishakhapatnam campus, Hyderabad campus, and all. So, when we physically meet and when everything gets back to normal, a charter of the club will be formed, and like an official sounding, a proper name will come, and you will get to see like what this club is actually about.
Yeah, that's my bad that I have reduced the identity of a student body just to its name. Sorry for that. And so let's move on to Kushi now. So, Kushi, could you share some of your own experiences? Like, men being at Geetam is a privilege in itself, because we aren't anyways, as no, let's sexist rules exist, in any place, but in Geetam, being a university or a deemed to be university, which should actually promote a safer learning spaces, should facilitate, gender learning, because that's why we come to universities. Otherwise, we could have taken some correspondence courses or something like that. So, Kushi, can you share something like your own personal experience of the scrutiny that happens everywhere, especially at Geetam Hyderabad? You'll be anywhere in the canteens to the classrooms. Like, could you share something?
Okay, yes, first of all, hi. And yeah, this one incident that happened to me was for a very basic reason that, but it was with the faculty. Okay, so we were in a bus. It was somewhere around late evening that we were just going. Uh, we started off from campus, and the faculty was like, from wherever I was sitting, he was like, kindly get up and change your seat. And I respectfully said no. I denied because there were many seats, right in front of me, right behind me. There were many seats empty, but he chose to only make sure that I move from that place, which is my regular place. And I respectfully denied. And he just kept saying, sorry. Oh yeah, he just kept saying that how can you deny I'm a faculty, and that's such a disrespect and everything. We stopped the bus. We called his uh, higher authority kind of thing. And then when he was discussing stuff, the faculty who asked me to get up, he
Mhm.
gave me an annoying looks. He was okay. The content ahead might sound a little very disturbing to listeners and people here, but he was literally lips and looking at me, staring at me in a very, very bad way. And this particular incident made me insecure, and it was just very bad. I mean, a girl can obviously imagine, or at least feel that guilt of being a woman itself. So
Yeah, Kushi.
this particular incident, yes, this happened, and I told him on his face too. I literally kept my hand on near to his face, and I was like, "Can you please stop giving me those looks?" I didn't on his face because there were such incidents before that took place in my life personally, and now I know how to handle such situations. I did go to my of principal, and I did tell her. I informed her, and she was like, "We'll look into it." But
Yeah,
later,
even I remember
nothing happened
you
with it.
sharing this to us.
Yeah,
Yes.
the worst case of this is, Ali, is that the existing power structures, the hierarchy of the faculty, even somebody at a lower level couldn't point out their fingers at a higher level, even if it is wrong. And also,
Yeah,
especially for girls, it becomes more, difficult. And by the way, listeners, we are just talking about girls and boys here is because Geetam officials don't have any data of the other gender or the third gender or the LGBTQ community, or except for these binaries, they don't have data to share. So we are sorry for that, and we are just limiting this to girls and boys because we don't have any personal data. And
right.
without data, if we speak, that might go wrong against our principles. And Kushi, that staring of women, and that even I noticed several times. So that is actually
That,
real.
yes, that
So
in fact not only happened in bus but also with the faculty that teaches me. I couldn't speak out anything because I know what will happen next. However, I did inform people who are close to me, and I could, because one should not actually keep it to themselves. And about the entire bus incident, I did go to my principal, but nothing came out from there. And then later, I also went to the authority of the transport department. And then over there, we had a huge fuss. But then again, so was diverted because of some other issue. And then he never came back to this one.
yeah. So
It was
we
just like
totally,
as nothing ever happened.
yeah, Kushi, we get that,
We
So
understand that.
uh, even for us, being boys or somewhat privileged, it shouldn't be actually. So because it isn't any virtue that being boyish should have some kind of privileges, but unfortunately
Exactly.
that
No.
we need to actually we actually signed a petition for some higher authorities to look into these kind of cases, make active. Actually, there is a gender sensitization cell on campus of Geetam Hyderabad, but many students don't know. We actually went a mile ahead and said that please kindly activate that cell and promote events or promote activities, or at least educate people that there is a cell for all these things. But those things didn't happen. And let's come to the newer Geetam. It's like new India, it's like we have new Geetam, wherein we have
Exactly,
a ray
Nihir.
of
Yes.
Yeah.
that is
Uh,
coming up with
If I
solution.
may,
Ali, you want to take up something? Sorry, Manasa, for interrupting. Ali wants to take up something. He said
sure,
he
sure.
no, actually, even I was coming to the same point. Now that we were talking about, the new policies, new directors coming into Geetham, the new wave that has begun in the Geetham fun again. I was that, I didn't intend to, but bringing in three new directors for student life sports and these things. I think our president Bharat sir is actually trying to bring in the change. As Manasa was saying that their whole the genesis of their club has begun, in the recent lockdown. It's not because that there was lockdown, but they saw the change, and I think they thought of, you know, this is the time that we should initiate something like this. So I think even Hannah would agree to this point that, you know, there is a change coming in. There is a ray of hope that we can see. Hannah, what would you say on this?
I would I would agree 100%. Because honestly, the fact that Geetam uh, reached out to me, I was super scared when they did, um, because I know the kind of people I was dealing with in Vishakhapatnam.
Mhm.
I knew their mindset. I knew people there. And I was like, okay, this is going to just turn into a mess. And like, I spent a whole day, like the previous day, just like making notes, just going through the points that I want to make, being super clear, super direct, not attack them, because I was so scared that they will, like, the minute I say something wrong, that they would take it and change the narrative and forget why we were having the conversation in the first place. And I didn't want
Right,
that to
right.
happen, because this was the first time somebody was recognizing that there is a problem, and that
Hmm.
enforcing um, dress codes, like, to somebody who doesn't really understand, will look at it and is like, oh, it's just a dress code. All they're telling you is to wear kurtis and just wear dupattas. But we forget that students who come to university, especially in Vishakhapatnam, like, this is not, I'm not trying to put down anybody or say that, like, say anything negative, but like, people do come from a little, from the villages around, and for them it is in a way normalized that women are supposed to wear, kurtis and chunnis. And
Yeah.
there is a sense of, like, I felt a lot of judgment even in my kurtis and with chunni and all. I still felt a level of judgment that I know a lot of female students who are like more traditional don't
Mhm.
feel. And so what university does is just reinforce this idea of what a good woman is, or what a good ideal woman is, right? By
I think,
enforcing it. So
it's more
yeah,
like, rather than saying what to do, it has more to do with how you say it.
I don't think I fully understand what you just said.
What I tried to say was, when authorities ask you to wear something, it's not that 100% what they are asking you to wear. It's how they are asking you to wear. Is it a request? Is it obligation there, or is it a pure order that it is being enforced upon you without
Yeah, and I guess it was also like, there was just something very problematic about it, because, and there was a lot of hypocrisy within the rules as well. Like I said, guys didn't have to follow anything. It was just the female students. It was the way a female faculty would talk to you if you didn't wear anything. I was super privileged because I was in civil engineering and there were not a lot of female students there. Like, my class had four female students,
mm-hmm.
so they didn't have as strict of a reinforcement, because I used to not really wear dupattas and all that. But you still have to wear kurtis and go to college. And then again, it's just engineering. Like, within Vishakhapatnam campus, BBA students didn't have to wear kurtis. So like it just didn't make a lot of sense. Like, why does it exist?
Right, right, yeah.
They would put it in the shell of professionalism, but guys didn't have to follow. So it was just a lot of like, what, why though? The why, they didn't have an answer for the why, and I think that's why it was more like, why, like, it struck a chord with a lot of us, because the why didn't
Mm,
make any sense to us.
right.
It was just like,
And
we have this
by the
rule,
way,
you have to follow and just stay under it. You're not supposed to question it.
and by the way, the entire Vizag climate or the weather is, it's humid and hot, right? At least it's
Yeah,
humid. I
yeah,
have been
it's
here in
super
the month
humid.
of August. I have bus. In the month of August itself, I have sweated a lot. It's actually humid.
Yeah,
And
you
and to
do.
add that, you should cover a dupatta or something like that. I don't know the exact
Yeah,
name.
it just it honestly makes no sense. Like the rule just never made any sense.
Yeah,
Right.
Like
we
because even if they're talking about professionalism, like if we are being really honest, like how many women right now in professional situations really wear dupattas and kurtis as a
Hmm.
rule, right? Not
Yeah.
many, not as far. Like at least it's changing. Like if I go to Hyderabad, like nobody will expect me to show up in a sari or chunni and all that to an MNC, right? So like it just makes no sense. And
Yeah.
I always questioned it, but it's just that you couldn't bring it up in college. You have all this like, oh, they will not give you marks, so they will, I was already under a lot of judgment that it was just not something I could bring up. And it was
Yeah.
a
Right.
lot of privilege that I could even like bring it up. Like I was literally at the point where I was like, okay, if something goes wrong, because I am not doing anything in civil engineering, it's fine if they won't give me my certificates. I was like, okay, might as well. Like, that's the worst case scenario. You never know what this will lead to.
Yeah, we
That
understand the scenario
you
at
were
this
ready
point.
for that.
Yeah, I was ready for it.
So
And I was
let's
like,
go to
But it's
Manasa.
very fortunate that the conversation has been brought up, and uh, uh, if I remember correctly, there was a webinar with all the female students where they discussed their issues in all the campuses, and they promised that they are going to solve it. Which
yeah,
I just
which was surprisingly like, it was a very positive webinar. Like, I was
exactly, that's what
super shocked.
I pointed, that we are seeing a ray of
Even
hope by
Yeah, like
that
a
I mean.
super amazing change in management right now. I just
Yeah,
expected
we are
like
happy for
old
that.
men to show up, and I was scared. But then like all these young people showed up and they were like, oh my god, like we are going to create change. We want to, oh, like they actually listen to female students. And like, one of the students shared like a super disturbing incident that happened, and then they apologized. And I was like, wow, they're like apologizing. Is this Geetam?
So it's good to see a sign of or a ray of hope at Geetam, because we are interesting newer the leadership team, and they have been inviting us as a stakeholders of this university, at least for now. So it's a good sign. So Manasa just tried to mention a point a while ago, so we couldn't take her. So Manasa, could you please unmute yourself and
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
Manasa, you were trying to talk, but we went on with the flow.
No, no,
and
it's okay. Uh, yeah, the point that I was trying to make is, here, Hannah, you're a day scholar, right?
Yeah, which again, super lucky because I would
Yeah,
never want to be in the position of a hostler.
I
God,
know because
they are terrible.
yes, that's
Sorry.
that's my biggest it's like even bigger, the issue is even bigger than dupattas and kurtis. It pales. Dupattas and kurtis, they just pale in front of what we have to endure as girls hostlers. And don't get me wrong when I use the word endure, because nobody is it's not like we are in a concentration camp or something. But see, this is the 21st century, and we are supposed to be progressive. We are supposed to at least try to be progressive. If you're not, then if somebody else is progressive, then let them be in their element and don't force your 19th century ideas on me. Okay. What happens in hostels is, you are expected to be inside hostel by 6 p.m. And that hostel is just an apartment complex kind of thing, and there is just a garden, just one garden. It's not even a garden. It's like, I don't know,
And
a grassy knoll or something. It has two benches. That's it. You're not allowed to roam in the campus, and yeah, and you don't even get to go outside on Sunday. On Sunday, are you freaking kidding me? Like, at least let me go out in the campus on Sunday, but no. And the resonating reason that I heard why female students are not allowed to move freely in the campus is that, um, I'm sorry if I sound a little crude, but they think that female and male students will indulge in
yeah,
activities.
we
Yeah,
totally
in
get
the
that. Like
yeah.
they want a separation between the intermingling of genders, right? We get
Oh
that.
no, no, that yes, that is true. That's very true. They think that girls and boys will only kiss behind in the jhadi. Okay, that's like the only thing they can see if we ask why are we not being allowed outside. And I even had a long ass conversation with a senior. I said girls should be allowed to roam around the campus as for as long as the guys are allowed, because hey, this is university. There's a lot of things that we need to do. Like for example, me, I wanted to be the vice president of Faces. It's in Kalakriti, the acting club, and I had to reconsider it because as a hostler I wouldn't be able to contribute much. So there are many other girls who find it as a limitation. You cannot visit the library for long. You cannot sit and think. In see, so many people have favorite corners. My favorite corner is like, it literally is a corner in OpenAudi. I like to think there. I make my drawings there. If I'm not even allowed, then how are you expecting students to let their mind flourish? Okay, that is not happening. You want to take part in these ACM and other clubs and all, and you want to do some innovation. This time barrier is stopping girls. So I don't know, just I just want that time barrier to be done away with.
So
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
like
these
sort
are
of
some, I think these are some very serious and thoughtful points that Manasa just raised. Hannah, you were saying something.
so
no, I was just saying, like, again, all these things, like, just reinforce this idea of what a female student should be or should do. And it is very problematic, and it's just not right because, like she said, like, there's no real, like, if you ask them why, there's no real answer to it. There is no explanation as to why it should happen or why it is like that. Like, even
And
if I told my parents, yeah, sorry,
yeah,
go on.
I'm really sorry for interrupting, but I just need to make this point. They bring out this point called safety. Safety
Yeah,
how? Safety how? You are locking us up. Okay, okay. I get the point. You want to keep us safe. Safe from who? From our fellow students, from the boys that are paying the same fees that we are paying to be in this college and to utilize its resources. Safety from them, or safety from the security guards that you have appointed? Safety from who? I don't understand. And what safety are you talking? If see, morality, excuse me, question of morality comes up. uh, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but in the boys hostels are laden with people smoking and drinking. That is allowed. Nobody checks their bags. People are happily
oh my god, yes, they can go out anytime. They don't have to come back in the night to stay in the hostel. Like,
yeah.
their rules are wild.
There exactly. I have classmates who have turned up to exams drunk, and they were
And
hustlers
high.
and high. I mean, uh, if anyone needs restraining and protection, it's the boys. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry if I sound very bad right now, but I'm just really agitated with all of this. If you want to make rules, make equal rules. Just don't do this, man.
And by
It's
the way,
yeah.
writing rules doesn't mean to say that limit everyone. So it's just liberate everyone.
Yes,
We
that's
want
what I
those.
meant.
And the fact that the minute details and the minute laws which restrict free movement, free speech, actually curb the entire process of learning, is what
Mhm.
Manasa is trying to tell in her, in
Yeah,
her.
and also it's just hard enough to be a woman in this, society, and a university where you're honestly going to learn and thrive and grow shouldn't be part of, stopping that. Because all these rules, just like, you face so much criticism from, like, you're not given enough opportunities. Because even in civil engineering, like, there are just jobs that say female students, only male students should apply, only men. So there's already this, like, hard enough thing where you're just completely not considered because you're a woman. And along with that, all these rules, it's just exhausting.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure about exhausting, but it's certainly very it just irks me a lot, you know. and and then there's another thing, when we even so much as start with these problems, uh immediately I am labeled feminist, and I am okay with the word feminist. I mean, I am proud, because that word, it is not uh, it's not something, that you should feel bad about. It's people are
Manasa,
like, yeah, you're being a feminist, something like that.
Manasa, I'll pause you here for a
Sure,
minute.
sure. I'm so sorry.
Like, feminist isn't any negative word, and
I
to all the
know.
listeners out there, Geethamites and Geetham administration, somehow thinks that the word feminist is a negative connotation, is negative to the culture imposed at Geetham. So Manasa is speaking from this context, and it's just that we are actually exerting or asserting our identity on campus. It is labeled as shame. It is labeled as negative. So please continue, Manasa.
That's it. I don't have any a lot more to say. Um, I we You mentioned a point, gender sensitization. Yes,
The cell.
gender sensitization cell, yes. WLF, is thinking of making this an important thing, the forefront. At least I want to make sure that there is a proper functioning gender sensitization cell,
Mhm.
not just for students but also for the faculty, so that this ends. This has to end as soon as possible, so
So
that we can, yes, there
Manasa,
we
what is your future Geetham like should look like? What exactly are you wishing for? Like, what exactly are you bringing, or what is your point of change from WLF to Geetham? What exactly
yeah.
are you contributing to Geetham in the near future?
That is an excellent question. What we want from future Geetam is to have a proper, holistically educated students who are not just engineers
Mhm.
or doctors, talking about gyms, sir, who are not just that. We need to be enlightened citizens first. You are coming to college, learn about values, kindness to one another, and that will come when you open up your minds. You stop being narrow minded, and WLF will be a platform to dispel narrow mindedness, and to make sure that we bring at least some change, so that there will be um, so that there won't be any sexism in the near future.
So it's good to listen from Manasa. So let's move on to Hana now. So she is a passed out senior for us. So what exactly, when you come back as an alumni, as a proud alumni. So what exactly are the changes that you wanted to see at Geetham Vizag or at even the three campuses of Geetham?
More than anything, I think I just want there to be a safe space for students, or maybe not even like I just want students to be heard, because 4 years of my life was just not being heard and just not being considered. Like somebody should be held accountable. Somebody should be present to give students answers and give them a why something exists. And I guess that's what I want. That's what I want for everybody right now. Like somebody should be accountable to what happened to Kushi. Like it's like that's just messed up. Like somebody should give her an answer. So I think that's what I want. Like an honest space where students are answered.
So
That's
you
all.
want a system
And people who
which is
do,
democratic, which is inclusive, which is open to students, listen to their
yeah, listen to them, answer them, tell them that they are heard. Like even when once, like right before the webinar happened,
Mhm.
I think I was just glad that the conversation, I was like, even if nothing happens out of this, at least we've laid the foundation to where other female students can come up and say, like, okay, this has happened to us. You did nothing with passed out students, but we are facing the same issue and we want answers. And we just wanted to create a foundation for that so that other female students who are studying right now can use us as an example and like at least push the needle forward. And I'm glad that it's happening. And like thanks for inviting me. Like I'm so glad. Like it's amazing to listen to like you guys having like the wave right now, like Mansa like talking about this leadership. Sorry, I'm like
Women
my
leadership
memory
forum.
starts. Yeah, all this open, and you guys are talking about LGBTQ and transgender and people from all over the spectrum, and that's amazing. Like I would never have imagined that Geetam would encourage all this.
Okay. So, as a
Yeah,
concluding note, from my side is there is a ray of hope. Like after seeing what Hannah did on Instagram, at least the college responded by, saying that let's have a webinar with all the female students who have an issue, or at least join us so that we can have an open discussion kind of thing. I think that it has reached the upper levels of desks like the president, the vice chancellor, the registrar, and we hope that a small change is good to start with. And coming to WLF, these kind of clubs are, springing up at Geetham, which is a good sign. Like we have ethos, we have WLF, we have many other student bodies, we have similar interest groups that are springing up thanks to the new leadership team, which is facilitating them. I think so. There won't be any scenes that, remember the past history, that is the conservatism, the orthodox nature of these rules. And one more thing from my side is I don't think so there should be any code. Like, I heard that there is something that is coming up, like they are reworking on code of dressing sense. I don't think so even that should exist. It should be open, it should be liberal. Let students come as the wishman, because these people are voting their MPs and MLAs. They know how to dress. It's the common sense that the college admin doesn't have, and at least the newer management under Bharat would probably have. And so over to you, Ali.
yeah.
Hello.
Thanks, Nehir.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm online. So it was very good having spoken to you guys, our guests for today, Hannah and Mansa. Thank you for taking our time, for sharing your views with us. Uh, Now that I think we have reached the end, I'd like to call Khushi. She has a little point to make. Khushi?
Yeah, so the incident that I was talking about later on, after 1 or 2 days, I was also called into an office for 30 to 40 minutes late, and was like, and the faculty was actually telling me that don't make a fuss about it, and be quiet about it. I still have the entire recording of the conversation. Because that is not something that should happen. So I just hope people don't do this. Faculty does not do this, and instead, uh, does the other way around and supports the person
Yeah, Kushi.
mentally, and also whatever happened to the person is wrong. So yeah, I just hope
Yes.
people are educated, not only students but also faculty.
At least the newer leadership team at Geetam wouldn't suppress, wouldn't reprise or wouldn't suppress the voices of, right? Let's call
Exactly.
them victims or something
Yes,
like that, because they
hopefully.
are. And we should curb
Uh,
all these practices. We should curb all these previous leadership practices, because Geetam, when it expanded, as Bharat said in one of the interviews, when it expanded, it lacked some quality. At least he, acknowledged the fact that it lacked, and we should be, thankful to him that he at least like his Stanford experience actually becomes very crucial here, because I don't think so in
he's
Stanford there is
working
any
out here.
professor
Yeah,
or
even I
teacher
think
that
this thing.
applies there, right? So,
Right.
and thank you, Hannah and Manasa, for joining us. And even Mariam, she has been offering us technical support for the second podcast. Of thank you, Mariam, and thank you, Kushi. Over to you, Adam.
Yeah, even I wanted to, just thank you, Hannah and Manasa, for joining us today in the second episode of The Wave. Yeah, we are just, even as I said earlier, we are just starting out, and this is our very second episode. We are glad, to have you over on our podcast to talk about the issues you faced, and to share your ideas. Uh, it was good talking to you. It was good listening to you.
Thanks a lot, guys, for giving us this opportunity.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us.
We
This
hope
was
that
fun.
we'll continue these talks with you again in the near future. And
Yeah,
stay
hopefully,
home, stay safe.
we'll have another podcast where you're called again and talk on things on other with other issues, with other guests.
Like,
We're surely
we
looking
got
forward
other
to it.
issues. Ali, I have a little something to add here. Maybe we can call Hannah and Manasa, like, discussing how radically the rules have been changed, and how
Changed.
any
Yeah.
issues. So we'll have a discussion then. Hopefully, we'll have
Right.
a great time with the new leadership. And thank you, guys. Sorry, thank you everyone for joining us. And let's stay clean, stay home, stay safe, and good to see you all. Bye.
Uh, this is Ali
Bye.
signing off for this podcast today. Thank you for joining in.